Welcome to Perfect Vocals Academy YouTube channel. If you want to learn audio engineering from top to bottom, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you know every single week when we release a new tutorial. Hey guys, this next video is going to be about automation. Okay, automation is something I've covered in the past, but I've never done a full-on tutorial on it. And I had some people from my Facebook group suggest this, so I wanted to really show you the power of automation. Without automation, our hands can kind of be tied. Compressors, EQ, everything can only do so much, but automation really gives us that full control to where we can just, no matter what, take care of whatever needs to be done on the mixing side of things. We're going to dive in right now, and I'm going to show you all the different ways you can use automation. Hey guys, this is the automation tutorial. I want to basically just go over all the different ways. I'm just going to start simple though. We're going to start with volume automation. Volume automation is just how it sounds. So we're going to take this lead vocal, and you can see where like audio gets quieter here. So like, let's take this line. Even though I have the compression and everything set pretty good to where you can hear it, you can emphasize that. So in Pro Tools, you take this trim tool right here. You make sure you go to change it from waveform to volume. Highlight it. We'll highlight it with the selector first. So that's selector. Over to the trim. And you can just raise like just a line. Now it still sounds like the last word kind of gets a little bit lost. So you can go to the grabber tool, zoom in, and put little points like this, automation points, and then you can kind of bring up. This makes the vocal, you know, this is what they do in like country music and stuff, is like this makes the vocal sound like it's right there, right in your face. And all the little intricate things that the voice does, or little soft parts that gives it character, this is where automation comes in. So now that last word really cuts now. And that first word's a little quiet too, so we can highlight like that, bring it up. Cool. So that's a big difference. And let's see what it sounded like before. So it's a lot more lost. So that's a perfect way, and you can go through the whole vocal and find things that doesn't cut enough, or maybe there's a little like breath that sounds cool that is getting lost in the mix, and you can just like, let's see if there's something here, like little tails and stuff. Find a spot. Or like that T there that you probably didn't hear before. The word light. So there's just little things. Little things that the compressor is not picking up. EQ's not going to fix it. Automation really gets in there. So that is one way to use automation. So the cool thing about automation is you can use it a million different ways, like literally so many different ways. So let me find another example. Okay, so let's just get creative here. So in this line right here, sounds like the word eyes cuts out real nice, but the rest of it maybe not so much. So what you can do is you can go to an EQ like this, and it looks like I'm boosting some low mids probably to thicken up the voice, but it probably doesn't help the certain words that kind of already have a lot of low mids. So what you can do is you can hold Shift Option Command on a Mac and then enable automation for this knob. And this is the gain knob for this frequency. So you can do it like that, or you can go up to these squares and then just add. That would be low mid frequency. So yeah, so this would be over here, and you click it and then you click add. So now what you could do is go over here, instead of volume, you're going to go to this EQ, go to low mid frequency gain, and you can turn down, because it was too muddy. Now let's see how this sounds. So watch this fader, watch right here. This is going to automate. It's almost like you got a sidekick that's just turning it down for you really quick, doing you a favor. So that made the line more balanced. You can hear it. It's like those first words kind of come across more. It's less muddy. So yeah, you could do stuff like that. One thing I do sometimes, if there's somebody recorded at home and didn't have a good isolated setup to record, sometimes you can hear a burst of the room, like an echo or something like that. And what I'll do in that case is I'll automate like 1K, because I mean that like echoey sound, that mid-rangey sound in a room is usually around 1K or 900 hertz or something like that. So I'll like, just on like that one word that got loud, I'll set it to 1K and then I'll dip it out like just on that one word. So it's crazy nice to be able to automate. It really makes our job a lot easier as a mixing engineer. So okay, so that's another way. You can automate a lot of things, on Auto-Tune. There's no Auto-Tune in this session, but when you're using Auto-Tune, you can automate the retune speed. Maybe certain words, especially when you got rappers that want certain lines to be hard Auto-Tune, certain lines for the rap to come through more, you can automate the retune speed to where certain lines, say like this is a line, you could automate that retune speed, and then it gets, nice and fast and auto-tune effect for a certain line. So this makes it to where we don't have to have a bunch of different tracks and a bunch of things on it. We can use one plugin and just automate it to do what we want it to do, which is great. Compression. I mean, there might be certain, when the vocal gets louder and stuff, you can automate the compression to be less. So, in this case, yeah, so like when she gets louder here, we can automate this. And then with this, you'll want to automate the output too, because when you adjust the input, the output changes. So let's go to, leave that up. Input. Let's try to get more around 3 or 4 dB gain reduction instead. Yeah, so if you know, say you wanted the vocal to be compressed less when it gets to the louder vocal, you know, because when you set the compression for the quiet vocals, now the louder vocals are going to hit the compressor harder. So now that we did that, now you can't hear it as much. So then you go over to the output and make this go up. So yeah, I mean, it's just it gives us so much flexibility to be able to automate any knob in Pro Tools. Okay, so with effects, you know, so let's say okay, another thing we could do, you can automate a plugin to turn on. So say you wanted to do a cool reverb effect right here. So I can like get out a reverb. I think it's the backing vocals, you know. I'll just turn up the volume so you can hear it more. So I automated that last word up just so it carries over, and then set this plugin. Here's without. Doesn't have that big tail on it. Now we got this nice tail. So yeah, obviously you don't want that on the whole time, so you can, you know, go here, add master bypass to the automation list. First, you want to take off the plugin like this. So bypass, I hold command and click it. Go over to the plugin, and then highlight the whole like area that you want the plugin to be on. And then use your trimmer tool. Now it's going to turn on. Watch this plugin. Watch that right there. So it's just a great way to do like an effect without having to, again, use a whole nother track, move the vocal over to it, adjust it. I mean, you can just automate what you already have. Just insert a plugin, automate it. So yeah, guys, these are just a few ways you can automate delays. Anytime you hear delays between vocals and stuff like that, it's usually an aux send is being automated. So say this is the delay send, it'll be muted for the most part, so there's no delay. And then once you get a word that you want to automate to delay, you just automate the mute to unmute. So you're going to send on a certain word. So that's another way to do it. That's how I do all my effects. So guys, I hope this is helpful for you. Feel free to comment. I'll answer any questions you have. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Tell your friends. Join the Facebook group. We got over 350 members now. It's growing nicely. People come with their, you know, with questions, and we're just here to help each other. So go to Facebook and search Perfect Vocals Academy. Find the Facebook group. I will accept, join, and yeah, join us. So until next time.